Peter, for that very kind introduction, and I want to thank all of you who have come this evening. And I look forward to this for some time because I know all of you, in one way or another, are actively involved and very interested in America's international trade policy, particularly vis-a-vis Asia. And that's what I would like to discuss this evening: the administration's economic policies in the Asia-Pacific region and the opportunities they create for Michigan business, and particularly for business in this part of Michigan. And I also want to talk in particular about how the State Department can help you and your community, and more broadly this country, in what is and must be a major national effort, which is to boost exports. This administration has fully recognized the very substantial importance of trade and of overall economic relations with Asia. Last November in Japan, President Obama said that Asia-Pacific is where the United States engages in much of our trade and our commerce, where our businesses invest and where we attract investment to our shores, where we buy and where we sell many of our goods and services, exports that support millions of jobs for the American people. You're all here today, I believe, because you too recognize the significance of Asian markets to our economic future. This region continues to undergo an impressive economic transformation driven by tremendous economic growth over the past 30 years. I think we can see this not only in China, where the growth has been dramatic, but in many other parts of the region as well, where we've seen impressive rates of growth and impressive rates of economic transformation. Collectively, according to the numbers supplied by the International Monetary Fund, the emerging economies of Asia, including China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Korea, Singapore, Malaysia, the Philippines, Thailand, and Indonesia, posted aggregate GDP growth of about 8% a year from 1980 to 2010 on the average. And that is really a remarkable record. Now, there have obviously been some bad years and some good years, but for them to maintain that pace of growth is remarkable. For China, the annual economic growth during this period was about 10%, with a very substantial prospect of continuing a similar rate of growth this year. And Korea and Singapore have enjoyed GDP growth just under 7% per year, and per capita growth of about 6% for Korea and a little over 4% for Singapore. In addition, the economies of the Asia-Pacific region are engaging in innovation and technological development at a very rapid rate. I think this is one of the very interesting things. In addition, the economies of the Asia-Pacific region have not just grown more rapidly, but they've participated in remarkable technological growth and have participated in a remarkable amount of innovation within their economies as well. So it's not so much that they've just grown, but that the innovative capabilities of these countries have increased. In addition to that, they have seen an enormous increase in living standards. If you look at China during the 1950s and China today, the average living standard of the average Chinese in Eastern China, Central China, and Western China has been remarkable. And China has enabled millions and millions and millions, hundreds of millions of people to escape from poverty and hunger to join the middle class, and many other countries in the region have done very much the same thing. According to recent data from the OECD, the United States and Japan still lead the world in research and development, if you measure spending and patents. But other countries of the region, such as China, Singapore, Taiwan, South Korea, and others, are investing heavily in research and development and are reaping a rich reward in terms of patentable innovations. In addition, the number of scientific publications, co-authored articles, and other innovative developments coming from China has grown exponentially over United States, when we look at the competition we face from Asia, simply can't afford to sit on the sidelines in this very dynamic area of the Pacific. And that's why we're working with our partners in the region to form a 21st century economic agenda that seeks to attain higher quality of economic growth and public support for trade and investment. Our economic leadership in the Asia-Pacific region is based on four very simple principles. One is openness, allowing for participation from around the world. That is, we do not want a closed economic environment in the Asia-Pacific. We want to expand it to increase opportunities within the region and for other participants in the global economy. Second, free. We want as few barriers as possible to trade and investment. Three, transparency. We want to see easy and clear rules for doing business so that people understand the standards that they have to comply with, the regulations they have to comply with, and the basic business principles they have to comply with, so they know in advance what they are. And over a period of time, so that we can harmonize these, so that we have one seamless trading area across the Pacific. And the last point, the last principle is fairness, so that no one set of players, no one set of countries, and indeed no one country has an unfair advantage over the others. We're using a combination of free trade agreements, multilateral institutions, and bilateral agreements to meet our goal over the long term to create growth within the region and growth that will benefit the American economy, but also the citizens of the economies throughout the region, because we know that if the region thrives, we thrive because it is an increasingly important export market for our products. But we also want these countries to know that they have an interest in our prosperity, because we still remain, for most of these countries, their biggest market. And therefore, it's important that the rules of the system not be biased in a way that damage our trade vis-a-vis East Asia. And that's a very important aspect of our policy as well. Free trade agreements like the U.S.-Korean Free Trade Agreement, which is affectionately known as KORUS, and the Trans-Pacific Partnership are the two cornerstones of our economic engagement in the region and demonstrate our economic leadership in the Asia-Pacific area. The U.S.-Korea Trade Agreement, or KORUS as I mentioned, is an historic opportunity, in my view, in the view of this administration, to increase exports, to support job creation in our country, and to bolster the American economy. We estimate that American economic output will grow more from KORUS once it's enacted by the Congress than from our last 9 free trade agreements all combined. We expect KORUS to lead to an estimated $10 to $11 billion increase in exports, supporting tens of thousands of new American jobs. KORUS locks in valuable export opportunities for U.S. workers, farmers, ranchers, and service providers. The deal gives us a more level playing field with our competition within Korea and our competition from outside Korea, such as the European Community, which has also negotiated a free trade agreement with Korea. I was struck at how much Michigan stands to benefit from this agreement. And let me just give you a few facts that I think will underscore these benefits. From 2008 through 2010, Michigan exported an average of $626 million worth of goods a year to South Korea. So this is a very big market for Michigan products. During that time period, Michigan exported about $147 million worth of transportation equipment a year to Korea, including automobiles, automobile parts, aircraft, and locomotives. But once KORUS is in place, existing export duties on most transportation equipment products will be eliminated almost completely, and there'll be cuts in most of these areas when the agreement is put into place, and some additional cuts will take place over the course of the agreement, so that by the end, almost all these tariffs will be eliminated. And the Koreans have agreed to eliminate or reduce tariffs more quickly for our products than we will for their products. So it'll give a number of American automobile companies and companies that make auto products a very interesting opportunity to really get going Michigan exported about $117 billion worth of chemicals per year to Korea in 2008, 2009, 2010 annually, including fertilizers, pharmaceutical products, and agrochemicals. Most of these chemical exports will benefit from tariff reduction, duty-free treatment, or a tariff phase-out with the implementation of quotas. Currently, duties on chemical exports to Korea can be as high as 50%, which is quite high. So the benefits of reducing or eliminating these tariffs are going to be quite substantial. And Michigan businesses will be in a better position to export more of their quality products. The President will submit quotas to Congress shortly, and I hope you will take a hard look at this. Problem solved. I hope all of you will take a hard look at this and try to determine the advantages for your businesses or your companies. And we look to people who have an understanding of these. Does this work? How does it? Can you hear me now?
Let's try that microphone.
How does this work? Does this work? Yay! All right. The President's going to submit this agreement to Congress shortly, and I urge all of you to take a look at it and determine the benefits that you, your companies, will receive from it, and decide accordingly on what you would like to do vis-a-vis your members of Congress. We're not able to urge people to lobby their members of Congress, but we can urge them to take a very strong look at this, and because we see a lot of benefits, and we hope all of you will